You open the application, you draft a message, you stand outside the office door, and suddenly you need 3 more weeks to think. The opportunity hasn't changed. The facts haven't changed. Only one thing has changed. The decision has become real, and that last-minute hesitation has a cost. I call it the threshold tax. Welcome to the pattern recognizer. Most people are running programs they never chose. Today we expose one of those patterns, see exactly how it works, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. The threshold tax is the unconscious price your old identity demands when a new beginning threatens to make that old identity impossible to recover. It can appear before a promotion, a commitment, an honest conversation, a financial decision, or the moment you finally share something you created. You say you want the change. Then the change approaches, and your reasons for delaying become remarkably intelligent. You need more research, better timing, a clearer sign. Perhaps you even call the fear intuition. But be careful, not every hesitation is a hidden calling. Sometimes the numbers are bad. Sometimes the conversation is unsafe. Sometimes you genuinely need more information. Caution examines reality. The threshold tax protects an identity. Caution asks, what do I need to know? The tax asks, what will people think of me if I become someone different? Your mind does not only protect your body and your possessions. It protects the story you have built about who you are. Maybe you are the dependable employee, so leaving feels like betrayal. Maybe you are the accommodating partner, so speaking honestly feels cruel. Maybe you are the person who never takes a risk, so being visible feels dangerous. Which story are you protecting right now? And this is where the trap gets clever. You imagine failing before you act. You imagine disappointing people before anyone has complained. You feel shame in advance, and the brain treats that imagined feeling as evidence. Then loss aversion joins in. The possible gain is distant and abstract, but the possible loss feels immediate. Approval, status, belonging, certainty. So you delay. Delay lowers the emotional temperature for a moment. That relief rewards the nervous system and the pattern becomes stronger. This is why self-sabotage can feel responsible. The mind builds a courtroom, presents selective evidence, and delivers a sensible-sounding verdict. Not yet. Wait until you are confident. Wait until everyone understands. Wait until regret is impossible. But a life organized around eliminating regret eventually eliminates movement. Confidence is often not the condition for crossing. It is the memory created by crossing safely, one honest step at a time. Most people don't see it because they're living inside it. Try looking at hesitation differently. It may not be indiscipline at all. Sometimes it is loyalty to an outdated self, the person you had to become in order to survive an earlier chapter. That person may have protected you. Respect that. But protection is not destiny. Imagine carrying an old key everywhere you go, polishing it, studying it, asking whether it is still the right key, while standing outside a house whose door no longer exists. The key is familiar, the house is gone. That is the reframe. Across symbolic traditions, the gate represents this exact psychological moment. Not a supernatural barrier, a meaningful image. One side holds the old arrangement. The other side asks you to live by a different understanding of yourself. In alchemical language, separation comes before refinement. You distinguish what is truly yours from what has been mixed in through habit, fear, and inherited expectation. The gate is symbolic, the mechanism is psychological, the crossing is behavioral. Stoic judgment gives us another useful lens. An event is one thing, the meaning you attach to it is another. A difficult conversation is an event. The belief that honesty proves you are disloyal is a judgment. A new opportunity is an event. The belief that uncertainty proves you are incapable is a judgment. Alright, how do you catch that accent the moment? Use the one-step crossing. Write one sentence describing the threshold. I am considering leaving this role. I need to ask for fair compensation. I want to publish the work. I need to tell the truth about what I can and cannot continue. Make it concrete. Vague fear thrives in vague language. Then name the identity it threatens. The agreeable person. The endlessly patient person. The person who never needs help. The person who must remain cautious, even when caution has become stagnation. Do not attack that role. Thank it. It helped you reach this point. Then tell the truth. It does not have to lead the next chapter. Finally, choose one small action that changes direction without creating unnecessary danger. Send the inquiry. Book the conversation. Open the account and review the numbers. Submit the first page. Decline one obligation that violates your values. One action. Before the reassurance loop begins. Awareness first. Action second. Picture yourself staring at your bank app on the first of the month. You already know a clearer budget is necessary, but you keep consuming advice instead of looking at the actual numbers. The threshold is not the spreadsheet. The threshold is becoming someone who can no longer pretend not to know. Your measured crossing might be listing the obligations and making one informed adjustment, not a reckless investment, not a promise that everything will work. A refusal to remain unconscious. Or imagine you have rehearsed the same relationship conversation in the shower for 6 weeks. You keep searching for perfect words because perfect words seem like a way to control the other person's response. They are not. Your first crossing may be simple and calm. This is what I have been feeling. This is what I need, and this is what I can responsibly offer. You are not forcing an ending. You are ending the private agreement that your silence must preserve the old arrangement forever. Ask yourself 3 questions today. What threshold am I approaching? Which identity does it threaten? What is one small, safe action I can complete before seeking reassurance? If the action carries serious legal, financial, health, or safety consequences, slow down and consult the right expert. Measured does not mean passive. Courageous does not mean careless. It means aligned with reality, your values, and the life you are deliberately building. The pattern is this. The old identity senses danger, then manufactures delay that feels like wisdom. That's the mechanism. The shift is to notice the hesitation without worshipping it, and take one measured step across the threshold. One shift changes everything, not because one action solves your entire life, but because it proves the old pattern is not your author. That is the pattern, that is the mechanism, and that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com. Read deeper, question honestly, and find practical maps for consciousness, shadow work, spiritual symbolism, and pattern interruption. The pattern is the prison. Awareness is the key. Until next time, cross one threshold with clarity.